What mind-blowing, but simple, facts would satisfy a 4-year-old daughter's daily request for one fact before bedtime? Most elephants weigh less than a blue whale's tongue. Pineapples used to be so expensive that people would rent them as a centerpiece for their party. Scotland's national animal is a unicorn. A single strand of spaghetti is a spaghetto. At birth, a baby panda is smaller than a mouse. Violin bows are usually made from horsehair. The color red doesn't make bulls angry. They are colorblind. Herringfish communicate with flagellants. If you heat up a magnet, it loses its magnetism. It snows metal on planet Venus. Garlic attracts leeches. In 1992, a shipping crate full of 28,000 rubber ducks fell off a ship. They kept washing up for years. Bees tell their friends about good nearby flowers by dancing. Kangaroos can't walk backwards. In Switzerland, it's illegal to own just one guinea pig. If you have any, you have to have at least 2. They get lonely. Otters have skin pockets for their favorite rocks. There's an island in Japan populated only by fluffy bunnies. When a bee is chosen to be the new queen, they are given a special type of honey that completely changes their bodies. Kind of like how a Pokemon evolves. Super simplified, but it's still pretty cool to think about. A polar bear's skin is black and their hair isn't white but transparent and hollow. Butterflies smell with their feet. Some species of burrowing spiders keep teeny tiny frogs in their burrows to keep it free of bugs too small for the spider to get that might try to eat the spider's eggs. This means that tiny frogs are spider cats. Horses are more closely related to rhinos than to deer. Pineapples are a collection of berries. There are more stars than there are grains of sand on all the beaches in the world. Cows can walk upstairs, but they can't walk down. Chocolate was once used as currency by the Aztecs. More accurately, cacao beans were used. Worms have 5 hearts. The surface of Mars is covered in rust, making the planet appear red. The red food coloring, carmine, that's used in a lot of candy is made up of a kind of beetle. There's a train station in Japan that has a cat station master, currently Naitama. Cows have best friends and get stressed when separated. Tomatoes were once thought to be inedible, since they're in the same family as nightshade, which is poisonous. ETA cause I got a lot of comments at this one. Tomatoes' acidity interacted with lead plates, lead poisoning. Apples float but pears sink. Apples float because they are 25% air. Wombat poop is cube-shaped. It takes a little over 8 minutes for the light from the sun to get to Earth. From the time Pluto was discovered until the time it was demoted from planehood, it still hadn't made one complete revolution around the sun. This list of what groups of animals are called. A group of elephants is a parade, a group of owls is a parliament, a group of wild cats is called a destruction. Hippopotamus milk is pink. Some fish cough. Don't eat too many carrots or your skin will turn orange. That happened to my own daughter. Some frogs will glow when they eat fireflies. Before 1913, parents could mail their kids to grandma's through the postal service. A lot of the TV or internet videos she watches comes via undersea cables. Fact: a curious 4-year-old can never be satisfied with one fact per day. Humans are bioluminescent and glow in the dark, but the light that we emit is 1,000 times weaker than our human eyes are able to pick up. I once told my son that there was a scientist for everything, so we started a tradition where he'd pick something to see if there were people that studied it, and I'd give some age-appropriate examples of what they do. Owls cannot be choked. Giraffe tongues are black. The building in the world with the most toilets is Wembley Stadium. Cows get excited when they solve puzzles. The filling in a Kit Kat is broken up Kit Kats. One time a guy ate an aeroplane. It took him several years but he did it. The little jump guinea pigs do when they're happy is called popcorning. When a cat walks towards you with his tail up, that means it likes you and is excited to see you. Elephants have a noise that means there are bees here. Let's leave immediately. They played golf on the moon one time. I will add more if I think of them. What topics does she like? Your hand is exactly the same size as your face. Cashews come from a fruit. The fruit is edible but apparently hard to transport long distances, so the only places you're likely to find it are where cashews are grown. They also don't grow inside the fruit. They're on top of it, like a sort of ridiculous hat. It rains diamonds on Neptune and Uranus, other planets. Pufferfish are full of water, not air. Don't know if that's mind-blowing, but I learned that at the ripe old age of 38. It's logical when I think about it, but it never crossed my mind. Also, A spinning disc is going faster at the outer edge than in the middle. Whales are closer to cows than to sharks. Male seahorses carry the baby in their tummy instead of the mommy, making pennies cost more than their actual value. Dogs can tell when you are coming home by how much of your scent is left in the house if you have a daily routine. The name for the Arctic comes from the ancient Greek word for bear, Arctus, named after one of the constellations Ursa Major, Big Bear, or Ursa Minor, Little Bear, but there are bears living there too. So basically, the Arctic is called bear, and the Antarctic is called not bear. Lobsters were considered disgusting and low-class food, to the point that feeding them to prisoners too often was considered cruel and unusual punishment. Also, they're basically just big sea roaches. Tigers have striped skin. Cheese is just a loaf of milk. 1 Animals that lay eggs don't have belly buttons. 2 Slugs have 4 noses. 3 Camels have 3 eyelids. 4 Flamingos turn pink from eating shrimp. 5 Kangaroos cannot walk backward. 6 A hummingbird weighs less than a penny. 7 Broccoli is classified as both a vegetable and a flower. 8 The Hawaiian alphabet only has 12 letters. 9 Fish cough. 10 Snails breathe through their foot. 11 If you keep a goldfish in a dark room it will turn white. 12 Bullfrogs never sleep. 13 Elephants can't jump. 14 Pigs can get a sunburn. 15 Fish can drown. 16 The average American eats approximately 35,000 cookies in his or her life. 17 Only male turkeys gobble. 18 Penguins are the only birds that can both swim and not fly. 19 Male kangaroos are called boomers and females are called flyers. 20 Koalas sleep 22 hours a day. 21 Kangaroos can't smell. The distance from your inner elbow to your wrist is the same as the length of your foot. This one is fun because it sounds insane. The forearm looks longer, but if you put your foot to your arm you see that it's accurate. If you put both hands in front of you in the air, write a word. Your non-dominant hand will write an exact mirror of your dominant hand without you having to think about it. It will work with shapes too if she's too young to write words.